Hey, welcome. Happy Saturday, or for those of you that are watching this later on YouTube or whatever, happy whatever day it is. First off, I just wanted to check in with people. So I'm actually going to bring my little pillow closer so I can read comments because I want to hear from those of you who are joining me. If anyone is here that doesn't know me yet, my name is Lauren Margulies, and I'm a yoga and meditation teacher. And this class is designed as an opportunity for people just to kind of settle into themselves and relax. This week to me has felt super crazy, and I'm wondering if you guys are experiencing the same thing. So just energetically, I feel like there's been a lot going on this week. For those of you that are into astrology, there was a full moon on Thursday. And whether you believe in astrology or not, full moons have proven to scientifically affect human behavior in the way that there's typically more car accidents, there's typically more criminal behavior that happens. So people definitely are affected by that energy. And I am witnessing that this time on social media. So normally we experience that in other realms of life, but when everybody is pretty much still stuck at home, that aggression, that extra energy seems to be coming out through people's interactions with each other on this platform. So I'm just wondering if you guys have noticed that heightened sense of energy that's happening this week. If you've recognized, I already know the answer to if you've noticed that there's a whole lot of division happening in our world right now. Nobody can avoid that element. So I'm just curious how everybody is doing. So if you want to comment, I can read comments, and I'd love to hear how you're doing. Are you still functioning? Do you still have your sanity? Are you feeling overwhelmed this week more than usual, or are you feeling the same? Because again, I mean, the heightened energy to me has been witnessed in these social media interactions. Yes, Nicole, thank you for responding. So for those of you that are just joining, I know a few people just joined in. I was talking about how there was a full moon this week, and energetically there's just been so much division happening. And it's really interesting for me to kind of witness how I'm responding to this. So something about me is I have always been the type of person that can see a situation from a lot of different angles. I am not somebody who is black and white pretty much ever. It's very rare that I'm like very 100% on something. And even if sometimes I start off that way, typically within a few moments of kind of considering another viewpoint, I can experience somebody else's point of view, or at least another alternative. And in my life, sometimes that's been a challenge because it can lead to me being indecisive, which is not always a good thing. And it can lead to me, people thinking I may be wishy-washy. And I've never realized how good of a tool that can be. Because right now I'm really recognizing that nobody has the answers right now. And anybody who's clinging on to the fact that their way is the only way is, to me, operating out of a place of fear, which is being perpetuated by media. It's being perpetuated by our families and friends, and it's really interesting to kind of witness how different people are responding. And I've talked about this week after week because the shifts of what's happening to our collective consciousness, like kind of what's happening to our whole world, is continually evolving, and different people are responding differently. And I'm just feeling really nervous about how this division is going to move forward. It seems to be getting increasingly more divisive versus the opposite. Whereas when this first started, there was this common goal of everybody's on the same page, and that part has kind of faded away. So I think it's a really powerful time for this type of practice, because when we operate out of this greater sense of awareness of ourselves, and we tap into the fact that we are just one person, we are this one tiny speck of this grander scale of this life that we're all living in, which sometimes is really hard to see because we get so caught up in our ego, we get so caught up in our day-to-day life experience that it can be really challenging to kind of take in that broader awareness of what's happening to the whole world. And I feel like in these moments, it's really important to sit with ourselves and operate out of that level of kindness, which I have not been witnessing a lot of, honestly, recently. And I think, accepting that we don't know the answers right now is huge, and trying to not force our views on other people, because the truth is that you are not going to change somebody's mind from a Facebook post. And if you are allowing yourself to get caught up in those arguments and allowing yourself to be part of that divisiveness, is that really serving your best interest? And I'm curious your thoughts. So those of you that are in here, do you have thoughts on that? Is this something that you've been experiencing? Is this something you've noticed in yourself, that like when you get caught up in those, sometimes it's even just reading other people's posts, because I saw a meme go around this week that was hysterical, and it was basically a person saying, "This is me at 3 a.m. reading all 287 comments of a Facebook fight," because it's so easy to kind of witness all of that through social media, that even if we are not participating in it, we are still taking that in if we are reading all of that. So that's something I've noticed with myself, is sometimes I will get caught up in trying to read all the perspectives, because again, I can be somebody who's open-minded to different perspectives, but even just taking in all of that affects me, even if I'm not contributing. So part of what I'm trying to cultivate in these classes that I'm offering is chances for people to step away from that extraneous energy that we are all taking in too much of on a day-to-day basis, and allowing ourselves chances to reconnect with that true north that resides within us. Not paying as much attention to Facebook. I had that conversation with two of my friends this week, how we've had to just be on Facebook less, which, if you guys noticed, I posted in the ad about this class today that I'm not sure how many more of these I'm going to do, because I'm feeling the energy of Facebook right now is heavy. So as much as I want to contribute to lightening it, it still involves me participating in it to some level, and I'm just feeling like maybe I should take a week off. And that's exactly why, because I think that when you kind of take yourself out of that equation, it gives you a chance to be, reset. So what I wanted to kind of focus on for our meditation today, I did a little bit of a meditation on this week as well on another channel, but letting go of our need to control, to me right now, is one of the most important things that we can be focusing on, because things are outside of our control that are affecting us, but there is a sense to me of freedom that comes from recognizing that when we give up that need to control, we can access a level of release, and that level of release cultivates freedom. And I think that right now that's so important, because you cannot control what other people are doing right now. And you may have one very strong viewpoint of what people should be doing right now, but nobody really knows the answers. We're all moving in this time based on what feels right to us in each moment, and feelings shift and are fleeting. So we have to recognize that when we're more kind of tapped into that deepest essence of ourselves, we operate from a place of clarity. And when we allow ourselves to release control, recognize that like we are not in control of the situation, there is a sense of relaxation that is elicited from that release of control. And I think when people start to operate out of fear, that is where we try to control the most. So can you step back? Can you recognize that control is an illusion? Which, even saying that, it's overwhelming, like that we can't actually control really anything. I mean, there's so many things out of our control. And what comes up for you just with those words? Anybody want to share? You don't have to, but anybody want to share what comes up for you just thinking about the fact that we're really not in control of anything? Because that alone can be a lot to take in. And our desire to manipulate the situations around us a lot of times leads us to react instead of responding. And that, to me, I always talk about, like, one of the biggest gifts of meditation is that pause that we receive in meditation, so that we are able to come at situations from a place of awareness instead of that reactionary element within ourselves. So we calm that part of our brain, that reactionary part of our brain, and we are able to be more aware of how we're responding to situations. And I think that it's so important for us to take those opportunities to step back, especially right now when more is out of our control than ever. And we're starting to recognize that illusion of our control over situations and over our lives. So that is the focus of our practice today, is just allowing ourselves to connect with freedom by releasing control and recognizing how that can actually feel so much lighter and so much more positive to just step away from our desire to kind of grasp, just letting go of that idea to grasp. So anybody have anything else they want to share on this topic before we move into the practice? Okay, so I'm going to move this just a little bit closer, and I'm going to shift my seat, and we are going to get started. Now, you are welcome to begin in a seated position, and if you are somebody that does not like to stay seated for meditation, know that you can also lie down. So whatever feels good for your body, take a moment, get comfortable. And I always say this, but I'm going to say it again. If you have like earbuds or headphones or whatever you use, that can be a really powerful way to drown out the external sounds that may be happening in your house. So if you have them, go grab them. Even if they're in the other room, take a moment, go get them. Also, any props that you need to support your body, I want you to be comfortable. Comfort is a huge element of meditation. If your body is miserable, it's really hard to be in the present moment because you're going to constantly think about the pain in your body, and I don't want you to do that. So I'm not one of those teachers who says, like, you have to be sitting completely upright and this is the only way. Whatever works for your body is what matters. So get comfortable, get your headphones if you have them. I'm going to shift my seat and my microphone. So one other thing I want to touch on, if you are newer to a meditation practice, I think it's very important to understand that your mind will wander. And that really is the practice, because in those moments where your attention drifts to something else, that's when we are able to practice, because we get to redirect. So if your mind wanders, you are able to continually redirect yourself back to the present moment. And my favorite ways to access the present moment is body awareness. So noticing what's happening in your body, not in a judgmental way, not in a, oh my goodness, my knee hurts or whatever, but more of a just sensation of what's happening in your body in a sensation way. The other option, which to me is my favorite, is of course our breath. So our breath is a guide of what's happening. So if your breath is super shallow, chances are you're probably in your head, maybe, going away with a whole tangent of thoughts. And again, it's not a place to judge, especially if you're newer to meditation. But when we direct our breath in our body and we become more conscientious of how we are breathing, that action alone will settle your nervous system. So our breath has the ability to tap us into the parasympathetic nervous system, our place of rest and reset. And when we access that deeper sense of relaxation, it calms the body, but it also calms the mind. So know that if your mind wanders during the practice, totally normal. But as soon as you recognize that your mind has drifted, you have to redirect in that moment. And so we become the observer of our thoughts through our meditation practice, which is an incredibly powerful tool. So when we are more aware of how our mind works, we are able to choose which thoughts resonate with us on a soul level. So recognizing that there's certain thoughts that perpetuate your head over and over again. And when you observe those thoughts, you get to choose, does this thought actually benefit me? Does this thought deepen my awareness of myself? Or is this something that was told to me as a child that I just took in on a subconscious level and still choose to regurgitate, really? Because that's what it is. It's like it got downloaded into your subconscious. And so we're trying to kind of deconstruct our thinking pattern and also deepen our ability to focus. So when we are in this one pointed focus of meditation, which can be through your breath, it can be through body awareness, it can be through a guided visualization, that allows our mind to be more one pointed in other aspects of our lives. So your meditation practice starts on your mat, but when we start to sit with our practice on a more regular basis, it starts to facilitate shifts and changes in all of these other arenas of your life, because you get to be more conscientious of how you choose to respond to your thoughts and how you choose to respond to all the stimulus that's around you. So just considering all of that for a moment. Now, when you're ready, get comfortable. We're going to move into a breathing practice. You are welcome to be seated. You're welcome to lie down. Just take a moment and notice which choice you've made. Not judging, but just being aware of what feels good in your body in this moment. And then notice if there are parts of your body that are feeling any tension or tightening. Just sensing the physical body, kind of scanning all over. And if you sense any areas where you're maybe holding, sometimes we do this in the belly, we just kind of hold our abdomen in. And if you notice that that's something that is arising for you, see if you're able to soften. Just allow those spaces to settle. Maybe it's in the hands. Sometimes we're kind of clenching our fists. If you notice that, see if you can just allow those spaces to soften. And then check in if there are parts of your body that feel really open and relaxed. So maybe there's parts of your body where you feel a lot of ease. Just sensing. And now allow your attention to move to your face. Just taking in if there are parts of your jaw that are tensing or tightening. Notice if there's any pursing in the lips. And you're not judging, but you're just becoming in tune with what naturally happens in those moments where you stop paying attention. See if there is a wrinkle in the space between the eyebrows. And if you notice any of those elements happening, see if you're able to find a sense of ease across your face. So just relaxing the entire face. And maybe in this moment, you allow your eyelids to meet. Just finding that sense of softening across the eyelids as well. If closing your eyes feels uncomfortable, you're welcome to just find a soft gaze point at the floor or at the tip of your nose. And then as you allow this sense of release across your face, let your lower jaw unhinge away from your upper jaw, relaxing across the gums and the teeth. And
begin to sense your tongue spread in the base of your mouth. A sense of widening across the entire tongue, all the way down towards the back of your throat. And then take a moment to gently swallow. And notice how that creates a sense of ease that moves internally all the way down to the belly. And then feel your attention naturally flow to your breath. Noticing what your breath feels like in this moment. Are you breathing in through your mouth or through your nose? Does the breath feel cool, or does it feel warm? Maybe it feels both. One direction it feels one, and one direction maybe it feels the other. And as you continue to simply watch your breath, are you able to just allow the breath without trying to force, without trying to grasp on to what you think your breath should be? Can you just be fully present in this experience of breathing? Where does your breath move in your body? Where does the body expand as you take oxygen in? Where do you feel that sense of softening as the breath simply flows back out into the vast expanse of air around us? Noticing what your breath feels like. Is there a quality that you can associate with your breath? Does it feel deep? Does it feel shallow? Does it feel rhythmical or staggered? And can you simply notice what is happening with your breath, once again, without trying to control or shape the breath? Now begin to sense if there is a pause between your inhales and exhales. And in those moments where you pause, if you pause, are you creating a sense of control? Are you allowing for a sense of holding or tightening in your body? And if so, can you let go of the pause and just allow the breath to move in a cyclical way, feeling your inhales simply flow into your exhales, and then allowing the exhales to do the same. And in your mind's eye, can you envision a ring, a circle shape in your mind's eye? And can your breath flow along that circle? Inhales moving into exhales, and exhales simply flowing back to another inhale. And what does that process feel like for you in your body? Does a struggle arise? And are you judging that process? Can you release the struggle to control the breath? And can you simply watch your breath flowing in this cyclical shape, circling through the body, circling back out in a ring shape. Does your mind wander? And if it does, can you redirect to that circular shape in your mind, envisioning what color your circle is, and watching your breath pattern move along the edges of this round shape. Noticing the breath on the inhale and the exhale. Does one half of the breath feel easier than the other? Maybe it's easier to inhale. Maybe for you it's easier to exhale. We're just simply noticing. And as we continue this circular shape of breath, can we imagine that circular shape within ourselves? Breath is flowing in from the crown of the head, circling all the way down to the base of the spine, and then allowing the breath to circle back up from the base of the spine all the way back up to the top of the head. Breathing through our energetic body from the crown down to the base. Breathing back up from the base all the way to the top of your head. What color is this circle within you? Is it multiple colors? Is it simply white? Notice if your mind starts wandering. Can you simply allow the breath to flow in and out without a hesitation, without a desire to force? And now simply take a cleansing breath. Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. One more time, deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. We are going to move into a different breathing technique that still involves this circular shape of breathing, but instead of letting go of the breaks between the breath, we are going to simply allow all of the sections of breath to be even and fluid. So this is a 4-part breath. Keep your eyes soft or closed, and all we're going to do is take 4 parts of breath where we breathe into the body, we allow the breath to stay in the body, then we allow the breath to release from the body, and then we allow ourselves the same amount of time to just be still without any breath. So it's 4 parts. All 4 sections of the breath will be even, and I like to move through 4 seconds of each breath. For some people, 5 seconds may feel more connective, so know that if 4 feels too shallow, you can add on. Some people feel good with 6 seconds. If you're newer to the practice, start with 4. So again, it's a circular breath, but we're breathing in for 4. We're holding the breath in for 4. We're exhaling back out for 4. And then we're pausing for 4 seconds with no breath. So again, we're releasing control and just allowing the breath to be retained, allowing the breath to flow for the same amount of time in each section. So we'll take a cleansing breath together before we move into the breath, and then you'll count in your own mind. So whatever section of breath feels comfortable, there should be no strain, there should be no struggle. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through your mouth. One more time, deep breath in through the nose, out through your mouth. Now counting the 4 sections in your mind. Continue counting the breath. One more circle of breath. Once you complete that 4-part breathing pattern, just simply allow your breath to flow in and out. Noticing if anything came up in that breathing pattern. Was there distraction? We're not judging. We're just simply witnessing the experience that we are having in this moment. Now, if you are still seated and you want to transition onto your back, take a moment to do so. As we all shift positions, if you are still seated, I want you to begin to notice the ground below your body, whether you are seated or lying down, and begin to sense if there is a way to create less of a boundary between your physical body and the earth below you. Can you release that boundary and feel a deeper level of connection to the ground? Maybe it's through the skin on your back body melting into the support. Maybe it's through your sitting bones if you're in that seated position. And in this next part of our practice, I am going to guide your attention into different parts of your physical body. And as your attention moves into that space, can you create a sense of ease by simply placing your attention into different parts of your body? The answer is yes. Can you allow yourself this ability to cultivate more ease in the physical body? Can you deepen the connection between your mind and the physical parts of yourself? Through that deeper level of connection, we are able to facilitate a greater sense of letting go, a greater sense of presence in our bodies. So take a moment, just start to settle, and begin to bring your awareness to the palms of both of your hands. Just sensing the energy, the pulsations, whatever is happening to you across the palms of your hands. There are a lot of energetic points across the palms. Can you sense that energetic movement? Bring your attention to the thumb on your right hand, the right index finger, right middle finger, right ring finger, right pinky finger. Can you sense the spaces between the fingers on your right hand, the back of your right hand, the tips of all of the right fingers? Can you sense your right wrist, right forearm, right elbow, the upper right arm and the top of your right shoulder. Can you sense your right underarm, the right side of your body, the right hip? Sense your right thigh, the right kneecap, the right shin. Can you sense your right ankle, the top of your right foot, the heel of your right foot, and the sole of your right foot? Notice all of the energy flowing across the sole of your right foot, the right big toe ball mound, and the right big toe, right second toe, right third toe, right fourth toe, and the right pinky toe. Can you sense the spaces between your right toes? Can you sense the tips of all of your right toes? Can you bring your attention back to the right shoulder blade, the right back body, the back of your right hip, your right glute, the back of your right thigh, the space behind your right knee, and the lower right leg? Can you sense the whole right side of your body? Sense the whole right side of your body and allow the entire right side of your body to soften. Bring your attention to the palm of your left hand, noticing the orb of sensations pulsating across the palm of your left hand. Bring your attention to your left thumb, left index finger, left middle finger, left ring finger, and the left pinky finger. Can you sense the spaces between your left fingers and the back of your left hand? Can you sense the tips of all of your left fingers? Sensing your whole left hand. Bring your attention to the left wrist, the left forearm, the left elbow. Sense your upper left arm and the top of your left shoulder. Can you sense your left underarm and the whole left side of your body? Your left hip, the front of your left thigh, and the entire left kneecap. Can you sense your left shin and the left ankle? Sense the whole top of your left foot and then the left heel. Sense the sole of your left foot, all of the sensations across your left foot. Sense the big toe ball mound of the left foot, the big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and pinky toe all on the left foot. Can you sense the spaces between your left toes and the tips of your left toes? Can you sense your whole left foot? Begin to sense your left shoulder blade, the left side of your back body. Sense your left hip and left glute, the back of your left thigh, the space below your left kneecap, the back of the lower left leg, and the ankle. Can you simultaneously take in the whole left side of your body? allowing all of your attention to resonate in the left side of your body. Can you allow the whole left side to soften? Bring your attention to the back of your skull. Notice where the back of the skull meets the floor. Can you sense the crown of your head, the follicles where the hair enters the top of your head? Can you sense the space between your eyebrows? Can you sense the bridge of your nose and the tip of your nose? Are you able to sense the space between the nose and your upper lip? Can you sense both of your lips simultaneously? Noticing your right cheek, your left cheek. Sense the inner right ear canal and sense your inner left ear canal, taking in the sound of my voice, taking in any other sounds that are present, maybe the sound of your breath, and allowing yourself to witness the experience of sound, not only through the ears, but as a full body experience, allowing every cell in your body to be more highly attuned, recognizing our senses as a guide to our experience in this lifetime, taking a moment of gratitude for our senses and how they help us navigate the world. And as you resonate on gratitude, allow your attention to flow into your heart center. What does your heart space feel like in this moment? Can you sense pulsations? Can you sense tingling, vibrations? Can you simply witness the experience that you are having across your chest, across the shoulder blades? As you take in this idea and ability to access gratefulness, consider something you are feeling thankful for in this moment. Not what arises from your head, but what arises from your heart. Can you simply sit with this sense of gratitude and witness the experience as that gratefulness flows through your whole body? Imagining gratitude as a green light and witnessing that green light flowing internally, moving into every cell of your body. What does that experience feel like? Not with words, but on a soul level. Allow your attention to drift back to your breath. Once again, simply allowing the breath to flow in and out of your body without hesitation, without any sense of control. Feeling the presence of your breath in every cell of your body. Breathing into every cell. What does that feel like? As you continue to resonate in this space of softness, simply allow the vibration of the sounds that begin to flow through you, allowing yourself to experience the sound without any desire to control, with a deeper sense of presence. Begin to sense your breath once again. Just noticing the flow of the inhales and exhales without any desire to control the breath. Just simply allowing the breath to move in your body and slowly move back out. Notice what's happening in your physical body, any sensations that are present. We'll take a nice cleansing breath, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. One more time, deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you're lying down, we'll slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Taking a moment to gradually circle your wrists and your ankles. Maybe softly rolling the back of the head side to side. If you would like a full body stretch, reach the arms back overhead, lengthening the sides of the body. And as you feel ready, we'll hug the knees into the chest and slowly roll onto your side, resting there for a few breaths. And with the eyes soft or closed, we'll press our way back into any comfortable seated position, just taking a moment to reconnect the sitting bones into the earth, taking a moment to lengthen up through the back of the skull. We'll bring our hands together in front of our heart center, just taking a moment to feel this deeper sense of presence within yourself. Taking a moment to feel this connected energy between all of us that are practicing together. And just imagining sending this more positive, more healing energy out into the world. Allowing yourself to operate from this place of connection as you move into the rest of your day. And just coming back to gratitude for a moment, feeling grateful for yourself, grateful for our ability to be together in this beautiful morning. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide. I honor the light that is present within each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for joining me. Such a pleasure to be able to connect this way. If anybody has comments about the practice, I'd love to hear. We did a little bit of a yoga nidra, which I wasn't planning to do, but I just suddenly felt like it came to me and was supposed to happen. So that's where we went. That is how I like to teach, from a really authentic place of whatever arises. I believe there's a reason that I kind of call in different practices into different sessions. Sessions are always different because it's all about whatever I'm experiencing and whatever intuitively seems to be the right practice in that moment. So if you've never done a full yoga nidra, it's such an amazing practice. That was the part where we did the body scan. And it's really a powerful way to tap into our subconscious and allow ourselves these moments to really deepen the awareness of ourselves through that presence. So anybody have questions, comments before we sign off for the day? So I posted with my picture today that I'm not sure how many more sessions I am going to be teaching on Facebook Live. I'm starting to feel like maybe my time for this is coming to a close. I'm just, again, trying to move from like an intuitive awareness. Things are starting to open back up. I don't know what all that looks like. So I'm just going to be taking it kind of day by day is what I'll say. I will be teaching my yoga classes this week, but those also, I realize my Facebook events end this week. So I wonder if when I planned all of this that I knew this would be coming. So I feel like there was some awareness of kind of where this was going to end. Yay! Rainey, I'm so happy to hear that. I know this meditation thing is new for you. I'm so proud of you for sticking with it and coming and experiencing something totally different. I love teaching meditation. I love yoga too, but meditation is just, it's my jam. I love it. It's my favorite thing, which is why I've been doing these classes, because this is what I do on a day-to-day basis. I typically am teaching 15 classes a week. So it felt really strange to not be teaching. And so I love, thank you. I love you guys. Summer and Jeff, you guys are awesome. I so appreciate the support that I've been receiving, not just financially, but through words of affirmation and people just messaging me and saying that these classes are making a difference for them. That's why I keep showing up, and I still want to show up, but I'm just not sure in what way that looks like. So I'm just trying to feel it out and see how everything plays out. I've heard of 7 yoga studios closing in the last 2 weeks, which is blowing my mind. So I don't know what all this is going to look like when this is over. So let's be in touch. And I'm just excited to have you guys support me and be here. So questions, comments, feedback, reach out to me, message me, text me, whatever. And if there's like certain practices you want this week, let me know. Because again, this might be the last time I'm doing these classes on Facebook. But thank you all for being here. Have a wonderful, beautiful weekend. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great day.